Imagine standing on a small hill in rural Ohio, looking down at what appears to be a massive winding snake carved directly into the earth. It's over a quarter of a mile long, nearly 300 feet from head to tail, meticulously sculpted from earth and stone, its body uncoiling in 7 perfect curves, its head aligned with the summer solstice sunrise. This isn't some natural anomaly. It's an ancient monumental artwork, an astronomical calendar, and a sacred site all rolled into one. It's America's Serpent Mound, and for centuries it has guarded a profound mystery. Who built this colossal effigy, and why? The Serpent Mound is one of the most remarkable and enigmatic prehistoric earthworks in North America. Located in Adams County, Ohio, it's not made of bricks or quarried stone like the pyramids of Egypt or the temples of Mesoamerica. Instead, it's a massive sculpture crafted entirely from earth, formed into the undulating shape of a serpent. Its scale is difficult to grasp until you see it from above. From the ground, you mostly see a raised embankment, maybe 3 feet high and 20 to 25 feet wide. But from the air, its full majestic form becomes apparent. A serpent with an oval head, possibly holding an egg or a frog in its open jaws, its body twisting and turning with an incredible grace that belies its massive size. For a long time, the prevailing theory was that the Serpent Mound was built by the Adena people, an ancient culture that thrived in the Ohio Valley between 800 BC and 100 AD. The Adena were known for their impressive burial mounds and skilled artistry, and the Serpent Mound certainly seemed to fit their general profile of sophisticated earthwork builders. But here's where the mystery really deepens. Carbon dating, a technique that allows scientists to determine the age of organic materials, threw a massive curveball. When researchers finally got reliable samples from beneath the mound in the late 20th century, the dates pointed not to the Adena but to a much later culture, the Fort Ancient people who lived in the region between 1000 AD and 1650 AD. This was a huge shock. Imagine discovering that the Great Pyramid of Giza wasn't built by the ancient Egyptians, but by a completely different civilization 1,000 years later. The Fort Ancient people were historically seen as less centralized and less monumental in their architecture than the earlier Hopewell culture, which succeeded the Adena. To attribute such a magnificent, astronomically aligned structure to them completely changed our understanding of their capabilities and their spiritual world. So, let's explore this Fort Ancient connection. If they built it, what does it tell us about them? The Fort Ancient culture was a widespread group of agriculturalists who lived in settled villages, grew maize, beans, and squash, and left behind evidence of complex social structures. While they built many mounds, they were generally smaller and often associated with their villages. The Serpent Mound, however, stands alone on a plateau overlooking Brush Creek, far from any known Fort Ancient village. This suggests it wasn't a village center, but something else entirely. A sacred ceremonial space, a pilgrimage site, or perhaps a massive calendar. The astronomical alignments are perhaps the most compelling and mind-boggling aspect of the Serpent Mound. Its head points almost perfectly to the summer solstice sunrise, and its tail points to the winter solstice sunset. The numerous coils of its body align with other significant solar and lunar events, such as the equinoxes. This isn't accidental. This precision indicates a profound understanding of celestial mechanics and a deliberate intention to embed that knowledge into the landscape. Why would a group of people go to such immense effort to create this? What was its purpose? One leading theory is that it was a giant calendar, a way to track the seasons for planting and harvesting, and to mark important ceremonial times. For an agricultural society, knowing exactly when to plant and when to harvest was literally a matter of life and death. The sun and moon were their ultimate timekeepers, and the Serpent Mound was their grand celestial clock. Another powerful theory suggests a deeply spiritual purpose. The serpent is a universally powerful symbol across many ancient cultures. In many Native American traditions, the serpent represents renewal, rebirth, healing, and connection to the underworld, or the earth's energy. Some scholars propose that the mound represents the Great Serpent, a deity or spirit important in their cosmology, perhaps connected to the water, the sky, or the cycles of life and death. The fact that the serpent's head seems to be interacting with a large, oval-shaped mound often interpreted as an egg, a frog, or even the sun itself, adds to this spiritual interpretation. It could symbolize the ongoing cosmic dance of creation and destruction, life and rebirth. It's also crucial to remember the geological context. The Serpent Mound is situated on the edge of a cryptoexplosion structure, a rare geological formation that was likely created by a meteor impact millions of years ago. This area, known as Serpent Mound disturbance, is characterized by unusual uplifted and shattered rock formations. Did the Fort Ancient people recognize the unique, almost supernatural energy of this place? Did they choose this specific location because they felt it was a place where the veil between worlds was thin, a site of immense spiritual power? It's a tantalizing thought. What kind of society was capable of building something like this? The sheer scale requires significant organization, a shared vision, and a communal effort over an extended period. It speaks of a leadership structure capable of mobilizing a large workforce, engineers capable of surveying and aligning such a massive structure, and a culture that valued collective monumental projects over individual pursuits. This challenges earlier perceptions of the Fort Ancient people as less complex than their predecessors. It elevates their status as sophisticated architects and astronomers. The Serpent Mound has inspired countless theories, some more outlandish than others. Some suggest extraterrestrial involvement, while others link it to lost civilizations or even ley lines. While these theories lack scientific evidence, they underscore the profound impact and mysterious allure of the mound. It evokes a primal sense of wonder, connecting us to the deep past and the minds of people who saw the world in profoundly different ways. Today, the Serpent Mound is a National Historic Landmark and a UNESCO World Heritage Site nominee, protected and studied for its immense cultural and scientific value. It stands as a silent testament to the ingenuity, spiritual depth, and astronomical knowledge of America's indigenous peoples. It reminds us that long before European contact, this continent was home to thriving, complex civilizations capable of creating structures that rival some of the world's most famous ancient wonders. The question of who built the Serpent Mound seems to be largely settled on the Fort Ancient people, but the why remains a vibrant area of scientific and cultural exploration. Each curve, each alignment, each subtle elevation of Earth holds a story waiting to be fully deciphered. It challenges us to look beyond our modern perspective and imagine a world where the land itself was a canvas, the sky a clock, and a serpent, sculpted from the very earth, was a gateway to the cosmos. And as we stand there, gazing at its ancient form, we are left to wonder about the dreams, beliefs, and celestial insights of those who shaped this truly American megastructure.